and welcome to episode 4 of Name in Progress. I am today's starting host, be Lanyard, and my other two hosts are White Sword and Dat. And, well, here we are. Welcome back to the show. I see that we've gotten quite a few people actually watching, which is good. Could use a few more, so if you're enjoying the show and you feel like torturing your friends, please let them know about it and give them the link. Post it in your Facebook, too. Post a like and everything else so we can get it moving on and going from there. So, I guess, what do we got? We got any housekeeping at all to take care of?
Well, I didn't check iTunes. I can pop that up, see if we've actually had any reviews. What we should do is, like we did with Sith Talk, is just start posting our own reviews on iTunes just for shits and giggles, just to see what happens.
I did.
There we go.
And you gave us 5 stars, not this, oh, well, I don't really want to give us 4 or 5. Fucking you gave your own show 4 stars.
Your own, you didn't want to overcompensate.
Fuck that. 5 stars.
Already.
Five stars, man. And don't. Well, I guess for house, look at Dad. He's got his all new little setup all done, looking all professional.
Dad's got a new studio. Tell us about your studio, Dad.
Well, I've got a cheap Walmart $110 glass desk and side table deal going on. Behind me is a Eclipse thermoback curtain for blackout, and I actually that's what I want to show you guys. I was supposed to show you before the show, but you know, one of the biggest problems we had been talking about was my lack of a computer. So I got this power supply in the mail.
Jesus Christ, looks like a Windows fan.
Well, okay, it's not the... Well, see, the thing is, and I told Landy, this is awesome.
No, you know, like it goes in the window.
This isn't a product review, but, you know, right now it's fucking awesome. But I got this thing, and I opened it up, and, you know, the box is huge, the interior box is huge. But the reason it's huge is because it comes in this velveteen bag, which is fucking awesome.
Okay.
It has this bag, and it's a modular system, so obviously it comes with all the extra cables you could possibly want.
Okay.
And it's a cute little storage bag for all the extras. But it actually had real, like, fucking hard rubber foam shit in it.
See, folks, this is why your computer components are so fucking expensive. It's due to the packaging.
Hey,
yes, because I need a bag for my fan.
Yes, I need
and I need
a special bag for my component cables.
This was a $200 fan on.
I'll show you my special bag for component cables.
You want to show us your special package?
His garbage bag.
He's going to show us the special package.
Shopping bag. But it was a $200 fan on Newegg, but they were running a sale on it, so I actually got it for about $160, and.
This is the only bag you need for special component cables.
That's
right. Remind me which one of us has a computer that is constantly referred to as the piece of shit.
Mine's in a rubber.
Remind us.
Mine are in a Rubbermaid little drawer thing. I stick like certain cables here, certain cables there, and I picked that up.
That's okay. You can be happy down there with your rubber bag and your rubber box and your rubber cables. I'll be up here in Oregon, where somebody's been saying they're going to come for the last 5 years, but they keep buying boxes.
6, he has to correct you.
They keep buying video cards and sound cards that have special pouches.
Hey, you know what? I had bought
it's a marsupial
Xenon. The 1000-watt that died was a Xenon, and the one after that was the Corsair. It was another one that someone was like, oh, that's a good brand, you should buy it. So I bought that brand because that was my first choice. Unfortunately, it was a little too small, so I went overboard and got the Xenon. And now, unlike the outlet in the living room where I was recording, in here I've not only got a power strip that is a grounded power strip like it's supposed to be, but I've also got a rather thick construction quality grounded cable running it. So any incidents with the fucking power, the wiring shouldn't happen. As a matter of fact, I found out the wiring is actually so bad in the living room that even the telephone wires are somewhat malfunctioning. So my actual home phone doesn't work, so I'll actually have to buy Skype or Uvu to be able to...
Who the hell has a home phone anymore?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, who the hell's got a landline?
I had a cell phone, remember?
Well, then dump the home phone and get your cell phone back on.
Well, see, here's the deal. I actually don't like answering my cell phone. My cell
know that.
I've
tried
like you and Lanyard.
I never call.
Like, but see, I don't want my work to call me. I don't want bill collectors to call me because I have tons of those. I don't want a house phone for anything other than my wife to call her mother, because her mother apparently has a phobia or a fear of using over the internet chat. Because I told my wife, I was like, well, why don't we get you a webcam, mail mom one, and you guys can talk on Ubu for free. You know, that's what we do. And she's like, oh, Mom doesn't want to talk to me over the computer.
And my parents just finally got Wi-Fi out in the sticks, so I can actually start calling them now, which will be nice. Save me some.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to talk to people on the internet, because most people, like normal people, are on their computers like half the day.
Yeah.
Or at least when they're at home, or some of them at work.
And Skype is such a big program now. It's on almost every type of mobile applet out there. So even if you're not wanting to call the person's cell phone, just give them your Skype, and you can still talk to each other video-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even if you don't want to talk, you know, if you're having a bad hair day or whatever, you can always talk just regular without the video. So,
I gotta tell the wife to turn the porn off. My internet connection keeps going to shit.
I think that might be loaned.
No, he's playing LOL and talking to his friends on Skype, too. That was another thing. The nephew's like, well, now you're not going to be in the living room. When the hell am I ever going to talk to you? I said, I have Skype. I have Ben.
Skype me from the bedroom.
He had to go into the bedroom to get away from everybody.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean,
at least you won't have the cat barking and the dog pawing his food.
So Lynn, he's back in the closet.
That's right. I got a glass desk, and this chair drops down, so you don't even want to imagine what I've already told Sue.
And then she's probably
he can look down on himself now.
And walked away.
Okay. So, Dat, now that you got your big power unit, wanky wanky, what have you been playing this week?
I actually started last night off when I got the system rebuilt and taken care of. I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't shut off, like some of my lower end power supplies had. So what I did was, the first thing I did was jumped on a BF3. And I'm really happy it didn't shut off. My system's running smooth. Got to play a few matches of BF3 over the course. Since the last episode, I went and got bored, so I downloaded World of Tanks. It's not as ominous and hard to play as certain co-hosts had described previously, but it's not entirely his fault. Like, when I ran into a problem, the first thing I did was wake Lanyard up out of bed and dude, how do I upgrade this fucking tank?
Yeah.
And I called him on his cell, and I'm like, dude, you in bed? And he's like, I was about to be, and I was like, so I just, you know, I've been playing tanks, and I'm trying to figure out how to upgrade my guns and shit. So that led to him getting about an hour and a half's worth of sleep that night, because though he was ready for bed, tanks was calling.
Yeah.
I've done that.
But I probably racked up close to 15 hours in tanks since then.
Nice.
I'm sticking with the American tanks, although they have some deficiencies. They're just tanks that I feel, you know, those and the Germans are the two that I feel most, you know, common with.
Those were the first two that were out, I believe. I might correct me. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Americans and Germans, and then they added the Russians, or it was American, German, Russian. So those were the first three.
And I mean, I did try to play some of the French tanks, and I tried to play with that Chinese tank. But I don't like firing firecrackers out of my hull. Yeah. And they don't take a hit very well, much like the Chinese themselves.
For the French tanks, French tanks will take a hell of a beating, but you can't do anything but throw balloons at people.
Yeah, it's really it's like trying to attack a rabid wolverine with you know, a mine.
Well, the way I've been telling people is, if you really want a challenge, try leveling the Brits or the French tanks, because try getting them maxed out, because it takes a lot of punishment just to do that. It's torture. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I started off with the light tanks, and I can see why people would play with the tier 1 tanks and just play those a lot.
Yeah.
Because they don't take long to upgrade all the way through. And they have a decent amount of mobility at the start. I don't really care for playing light. I'm finding my weight being more the medium tank area, because it gives me a good amount of speed and nice hitting power without making me go, you know, straight out into the field. However, I am limited by my radar right now.
Yeah.
Which is pissing me off. Saving up the
Is it me, or does he sound like a robot?
Yeah, he's cracking up a bit, but
it could be the
no, you're cracking up. It's the internet connection. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's true. And a lot of people find that the 1, 2, and 3 tier battles seem to be the most balanced, because you don't have artillery, so you don't have bombs raining on your head, so it's a little more of a sneak and peek type battle. And 2, once you start getting into the 4, 5, you start getting way over, especially when there's less population on the game. You start getting way overhead tier. So you'll be in a level 4, medium tank, and you pop on, and oh look, I'm going up against level 8s. I have no chance in hell. Even when I've even hit tanks, some of the KV-5s, which are the big Russian tanks, big heavy duties, and I'll be going up against him, and I'll wait till the other guy gets him down to like 1%, and I'll hit him. It'll be, we didn't even scratch the surface. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And after hitting him 30 times, you see his turret just kind of turn towards you, and then go boom.
And the battlegrounds that you're on when you're in tier 1, they're fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
There's not a great derivation between the different ones. It's normally a somewhat flat map with a couple of high zones, not a lot of buildings. So it's more being at home in your cover.
Yeah.
And being that I'm a medium tank,
big time patience.
I'll let the light guys go hauling ass, and that's what they do. It doesn't matter what light tank it is, because like you said, they're spotters.
Yep, they're rabbits. Yep.
They just zip over there
and
they'll spot 1 or 2, but they're dead.
Yep.
And then the next guys
going
are
out there
okay,
to spot them so
okay.
that their team can start plugging them away. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what bothers me most about that, and sorry to Kevin to kind of leave you out, but you should have downloaded the damn game. What bothers me a little bit about the maps is that level 1,
I'm
2,
a real tank. I don't need to play a
right,
game
there
to
we
be
go.
a tank.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
I have Sunder. Anyway,
this is just
I'm a
you guys
bear.
talking about my
I'm just
life.
not looking for a cub.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
The problem
Because
with 1, 2, and 3 tier maps is that there's usually only 2 or 3 maps, and they just rotate through those, which bugs the crap out of me, because even in the higher tier maps, I don't see why the lower tier tanks can't do it. I mean, yeah, you got mountain passes in bigger cities and, highway stuff and airports and shit like that, which is cool, but they're a lot of fun to run on the low tiers if you get into a group, and let's say I'm in a level 2 tank, or level 1 tank even. If your buddy is in a tier 4 or 5 tank, and they'll get in and they'll put him in like a 3, 4, and 5 tier with you. So here you are running around a little level 1 tier tank in there with level 5s, 6s, and 7s. You get no fucking chance in hell, but at least you get to see the map, And if you hide for long enough, maybe you'll get lucky and survive the battle. But which is kind of fun. But yeah, I've been running the tanks as well. I've been, in fact, that's all I've done this weekend, because they had a Valentine's double, one-day premium special going on. By the way,
can you be a healer?
No,
there is no
healing.
Oh,
you die, the battle's over for you.
Yeah, the only thing I do not like is the crew level up system. It takes a long time for your crew to become,
100%.
at 1.
And then you can add special skills to them, and that takes a long time. So it's kind of an incentive. I mean, there's only 10 tiers so far. They're planning on putting 12 tiers in, but there's only 10 tiers so far. There is a shit ton of tanks that you can level up, practice, play. If you're into just trying everything. I mean, the Russian tier is massive, because if you go through the tank destroyers, the artillery, the light tanks, the heavy tanks, the medium tanks, and even as you get further down the line, some of the heavy tanks actually split off, and you've got 2 sets of heavy tanks and 2 sets of medium tanks, and I mean, and then of course you've got American, German, French, Brits,
Do
Russian,
we have a
and
clan,
Chinese.
or are you in one, or?
There's clans you can make, but you have to be premium.
I sent him a message if you log into your account, you'll get a message saying that I invited you to the clan. I had a clan for my 3 accounts, just so I could pass, just for the hell of it. So, yeah.
Oh shit.
So now I sent you a message. So you can be in part.
You're gonna have to send me one too, because I'm downloading the goddamn game right now. Since every show starts out talking about this stupid fucking game.
Not every show. I've just been playing it a lot. It's for me.
I know.
For me,
I'm only joking.
I love
I've
MMO.
always thought the game looked cool. It's just my last roommate. All he ever did was complain about it nonstop.
Well, he played it way back when too.
I mean, when I listen to you talk about it, and you always talk about how much fun it was and how much fun you're having. I mean, yeah, but it was him. It was, stupid fucking people. Why are they running out there? What? I mean, just like, play the fucking game.
It is.
And he'd get mad
Sometimes
because he'd be like, I'm a spy tank, and then they get mad because I don't run out there and die like they do.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, that's just like any other MMO. I mean, you get into a group of 15 in a raid, and you've got people being stupid. But you got to imagine that everybody there's no special skills like there is in a raid. Like, he's a healer, so he shouldn't be tanking. You know, it's everybody's supposed to be trying to kill stuff or cap. So if you learn your tank, like a tank destroyer is not going to, you know, he's not going to be able to swivel around. He's pretty much out there to kill other tanks or to protect the arties, which, by the way, they never fucking do. Artillery is not going to run out and spot for anybody unless they have to. You know, they're weak, so they're going to get shot and killed real easy. They're for dropping bombs on people's head and staying hidden. You know, you can't take a light tank and try to take out a heavy tank. It's just not going to happen. But people try. And, you know, and there's sometimes too you get into battles like last night. It seemed I had 20 freaking big time fails. I mean, you were on a team that just had no fucking clue, and of course it randomizes the team every time, and it just, how am I getting all the piss poor motherfuckers? 15-1. We got one tank. We got one tank because the other team shot their own guy. I mean, that's how we got a tank. I mean, come on. So I mean, there's days like that, but it is a lot of fun, and I think I remember you saying that your nephew was bitching because people would buy the premium tanks and they were OP. Well, they're not OP anymore. Now they've balanced them out a bit to where if you have a premium tank and it might be super fast, but it's terrible shot and it has no armor, so it's really good scout.
Well,
but so are other tanks.
And that's the way tanks work.
Yeah.
They're either heavy artillery that are meant to be at the back of the field, or they're heavy armament that are meant to be at the front pushing the forward.
Yeah.
But the really bad fights I had last week, or in the last week that I played that game, we had a couple that it seemed as if, or at least it felt like, their entire team traveled as a pack.
Well,
like they literally did
good.
the two. We were on the valley map where there's the field right in the middle, and you have a high ground off to the side, and then there's very small road to get around on the left hand side, depending on which side of the field you're on.
Okay, low level. So that would have been Okay, I know which one you're talking about. I can't think off the top of my head what it is though. But yeah.
But there's that gigantic grassland area where it's completely open, and you can tell who the newest guy in the fight is because they go straight across.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one map we kind of owned them ish, you know. But the way it was, they sent half the group to the skinny area where they knew they'd get shot at. Then the rest of them were creeping up and down the hill.
Right. Which is okay
picking off guys one at a time.
Which is okay if the guys that are going along the lake, which is the small little skinny area, can stay alive long enough to draw the attention of the other team while your other pack slides around behind and takes them out. But they've really got to stay alive. The problem is every time you get into a group, it's a random group, unless you got your friends together. Like I was in a match here.
Welcome to the World of Tank podcast.
Right. I got into a group
where we talk about everything World of Tanks.
I got into a group where it was 15 tanks.
Hope you're playing World of Tanks so you understand what's going on.
I was the only one that wasn't in their group, so it was a bunch of
friends.
Because
if not, this is pretty boring.
Okay, so that's our.
And that's World of Tanks podcast.
What else have you done this weekend, Dat?
Brought to audible.com/World of Tanks.
Wargaming.net.
Well, speaking of Audible, I know they're not technically a sponsor, but I did get a new book. I went and I got what was it? It's shit. Now you threw me off guard. Hold on.
You got a book from Audible.
I know, but I'm trying to remember what the fuck the name of it was.
I just picked up the last book in the Clan of the Cave Bears series from Audible.
Did you say Clan of the Gay Bears?
I'm listening to Echoes.
Oh.
I'm listening to Echoes.
Clan of the Cave Bear. I think it's the last one.
Clan of the Cave Bear. What was that, free?
No. Didn't you ever watch that movie back in the day?
Okay, so the newest one is from the Zombie Fallout series. It's book 6. It's I wanted to get it. He just released it, and it's called
Did you see his
Till
other
Death Do Us
books?
Part.
Like
Indian Hill and some of the other ones.
Well, no, he has same books with that same character, but with an alien invasion.
Yeah, that's the Indian Hill series.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposed to have happened when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
But they do allude a little bit. One, they make direct reference to the Indian Hill book, finding it on someone's nightstand when they're invading a room or invading a house. At another point, he talks about Him and his buddies had some crazy adventures before they went to college out in Indian Hill every time his parents went away. So I guess it kind of draws the two together. I see some kind of a little bit of a dissemination between the two because they talk about the book, but he doesn't recall any of the exact experiences.
Yeah.
Like it's all been erased from his head. And I'm not real big on it. I like zombie books and I like alien encounter books, but the way they weave it together, I'm not real sure I'm big on.
Yeah.
But Until Death Do Us Part, there's a real separation between primary story and the primary story ending in book 5 and this one, just because the story doesn't link up anywhere, other than the fact that the main character is still going on, which is kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
But I'm only 2.5 hours into that one, so I can't say whether or not it's a complete shit pot or if it's just that the starting point is really dry. You know, but I've gotten into a browser-based game that I think anybody who likes goofy shooters should probably get into, which is Offensive Combat. It's a browser-based shooter. They have some of the strangest shit.
Curse words? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
No, but you might want to say that after you play it for a little bit. No, one of the melee weapons is actually a dildo.
This clearly is not a Facebook game.
Yeah. Well, what game did we do that first? Oh, Saints Row 3.
Yeah, but no, Saints Row 3 was not the first one to use a dildo in combat. Technically, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was first, because that one you could get in a full GIMP outfit and beat someone with a pink.
Oh, that's right. I love that game.
Yeah, I still have it installed, oddly enough.
Yeah.
I bought it on disc when
I got that on disc too over here somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere in my living room in one of the storage areas there. But it's a lot of fun. It's a very basic shooter. It's not blood and guts, but they make up for the lack of blood and guts in the fact that once you kill someone, you have a timer for you to get over there before they respawn to teabag them. You get extra points for teabagging people, extra points for beating people with the dildo. They have rubber chickens, kind of like TF2, but without having to have an entire program launched. It's all run off of their servers.
That's cool.
So that one's a lot of fun. I'm looking at downloading District 187, which is another free-to-play shooter. Apparently Ghost Recon has a FPS that's free to play, and I'm looking into that. And and I'm gonna get some hours into Star Wars here. Like I said, I just got the system rebuilt last night, but I've been playing predominantly World of Tanks on the wife's computer. I'm sure she's happy to have mine back. We did have a slight faux pas. Okay, so if you are a primary Chrome user and you log into your email on someone else's computer, all of your favorites pop up.
Uh-oh.
But if you log out of that computer and log in back on your other one, whatever favorites were on your friend's computer
are now on yours.
Nice. But here's the problem. If they don't sign you out of their computer and you come home and sign into yours and start deleting all these extra favorites you don't know where they came from, your friend's computer loses them.
Oh.
Chrome is awesome.
It's a good and bad thing, because like when I was looking at some porn site, I could go on my computer and then go to my shit. Never mind. I can go to my tablet and use Chrome and then access other devices. So I do like that weird little feature. But I didn't know that if I log in, I'm deleting my friend's.
It is, and the other thing is, if you're doing that, make sure that you log out of their computer and disconnect yourself from it, because all of your passwords are saved on Google's cloud service.
Yeah.
So if you log into a website on your friend's computer, now they have access to it if you don't log out of it.
Why don't you use Chrome?
It's so dark. Why are you hiding?
Why I don't use Chrome? It's because the sun's going down.
When the sun goes
When I had the sun up an hour ago, I was ready to go, but the sun's gone down. It's dark outside now.
That's your own fault.
I'm sorry, I don't live in Asia.
CFL above my head.
I'm sorry, I don't live in Hawaii.
Extra lights here. There, I turned on some more lights. Maybe they'll bleed into yours.
Yeah, I got 60-watt CFLs that I bought.
Yeah, yours is really bright. I mean, you need
I can change it to a 40. No, it's mine. And the glare from my head doesn't help.
I was gonna say next time powder your head before you come up.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think I got a hat sitting on the floor. It's probably dirty as shit. Oh yeah, goddamn! Look at that. Never mind. Fuck that.
That's all right. It's not bad. It's not a bad glare. As long as you don't move around too much. You look like a zombie a little bit, but that's okay.
You're a zombie, monster, ghoul, or fiend. But no, I did win a few more games on the Steam Games website, or I don't know if I recounted all of the ones I had won recently, but I know I got Shank 2, which I haven't played yet. I'm still playing Lucid because that's a really fun puzzle game. I went to, apparently there's another site my nephew's found called Groupies for game bundles. So I bought him a couple of games on Groupies. And apparently, what they do is it's not like with the Humble Bundle where it's all one Steam key. It's individual keys. Yeah. So he's actually been able to give away about $25 worth of games on the Steam gift site as well.
Oh, cool! So he's using another site to make others. That's cool.
Well, and that's actually what a lot of people do. You'll find that some of the sites that they don't keep up with, they'll actually. That most of us haven't even heard of in some cases, they'll actually go ahead and give you individual Steam keys for every game. That way, yeah, you can buy the bundle, pick the games you want, because it was Two Worlds was one of the primary ones he wanted, but then there were other ones like Edna and Harvey that he didn't want. So he gave gave that away, and he gave a couple others away. The one plus side about Groupies is not only do they give away games, but they also give away soundtracks. So if you like the music to the games, which I'm not huge on, if I'm in the game, I might listen to them, as we've talked before. But to be able to give away the Steam keys and be able to make a little bit of money back, well, in a manner of speaking, make a little cash back, it's actually pretty cool. And the Groupie site,
Two Worlds looks like Skyrim.
Pretty much. It's it came out around the same time as Oblivion, if I remember correctly. So it's an Oblivion style game, but it's not from Bethesda.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Has anybody heard back about these fucking invites for beta? Michael got.
I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how nobody is hearing anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a podcast dedicated all to nothing but Skyrim. And so it's that Thuumcast. They talk.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. They all put one in, and then I think I was listening to the Nerdist, and the Nerdist was saying that they have nobody has heard anything.
And in fact, you go to the website, there's no update on anything. It was just hasn't been an update in a couple weeks.
Well, the last I had heard was on a Reddit post, and the Reddit post was that they were hoping to be they were setting up to start sending out invites within the next month or so.
Yeah.
So that's whatever. And I told Kevin a little bit ago, and I want to make sure everybody else keeps up on it. Definitely check out Reddit. I want to make sure I find the exact Reddit post or the Reddit the subreddit, because they have obviously a bunch of game posts on Reddit. There's never an end to that. But the one that I look at, I look at all of them every day.
Gone Wild's about pretty much where you find me most of the time.
Yeah, I'm sure, you dirty bastard.
And Nerdbait is a good one.
Did you say Jailbait?
Nerdbait's a good one.
Okay.
Let's see. There's also Horse Smash GW, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that's game offers. They've got game deals, and then there was another. I'm trying to find the one I found the main post on, but you want to check. You definitely want to check those out if you're trying to save money on games, because I seen a Reddit post recently that was a UK site that was selling Borderlands 2 for, what was it? It was like $12. Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, you have to be in the UK. It's a UK site that was selling it for €12, which is like $13-14 American.
Sad.
Yeah. We'll not get into
the other way around.
But what they do is they give you a Steam key that's non-region. So you can get a $60 game for the equivalent of a quarter of the price, 75% off of this UK site, no problems. And that's what I'm hoping to get the nephew. The deal's supposed to run for a little while, so it's definitely a good thing. And You've got it backwards.
Turn
That's
it
an
around.
insult button.
Turn it around.
No, it's the camera that's backwards. Now it's backwards.
There,
It
that's
looks
right.
backwards to you, you dumbass. But no, the game deals and
Sorry to all my non-American.
but game deals and game offers are the two that I check out a lot on because they'll keep you up on bundles. And you know, to be able to get a game for 75% off at any time is a great deal.
That is.
Obviously, Game Offers or the Steam Gifts is a good site, not just for people who use Steam, but if you go there, there's a page under support that actually has a ticker that keeps track of all the sales on games, and it's a great way to pick up some fun games for next to nothing. I actually did pick up one through the Green Gaming Company. I actually have to reinstall it on my computer, but it's almost an Unamushu style game. It's available on Steam. I want to say it's called Blade Ninja or Ninja Blade, something like that.
Fruit Ninja.
It's actually built to support it's actually built to support a controller, which a lot of them aren't. Apparently Steam's got an update. But it's built to support a controller. I tried playing it with my keyboard. I will assure you that playing it with the controller was infinitely easier, although I had to crawl over the wife to get my controller at that point. But
that hurt your feelings.
Hurt my crotch. But no, I got to play that one for a little bit, and more like a knee. Let me see. I'm trying to pull it up on Steam Store here real quick. I love how Google keeps blocking out my shit because I'm trying to look at something else. You must not look at anything, you dirty bastard.
So while he's looking that up, White Sword,
Kevin,
what have you done this week, man?
I went out and bought me a DS 3D again.
Another one.
I gave the other one to my niece or my nephew, and then they announced a new Pokemon game coming out.
Ooh.
And I realized that I had not finished beating Black, so I'm in the process of beating Black. Bought Black 2 with some Pokemon on it already, and I'm just kind of going through it. I'm like, all these fucking Pokemon are hacked. And it just pisses me off. Why play Pokemon if you're just going to hack your goddamn characters? What's the fucking point?
Hacked? What the fuck are you talking about?
Isn't that that's not a Wi-Fi game, is it? I mean, you can't play against other people, can you?
Yeah, you can,
I thought that was just,
dude.
I thought the
Pokemon.
DS. I thought the DS was just in your hand and whatever is
there.
there.
You can actually watch. You can go in. For the last time I remember, I haven't done it in a while, but you could actually download and watch matches and stuff.
Well,
It's I mean, they've got a lot going on. The Pokemon game itself online is pretty decent. I always lose, so I don't even play it really because I fucking my whole thing with Pokemon is I like playing it, but I like to brute force it with certain characters. I just go right through and just okay, I can't beat it with that guy, then I'll go level this guy up until I can beat it. What the fuck are you doing?
you're all pixelated. Your face was melting.
Dude, you need
like
to
that.
lower your resolution because your resolution is causing your screen to just buckle. I mean, my internet connection's causing a little bit of asinine noise in the background.
You've got the.
There we go.
That's better. Yeah, and besides, when it gets uploaded, it just looks like shit anyway. Because I cannot for the life of me get this to fucking record in 1080. So.
No. So I bought that. I've been playing some Pokemon, trying to go back through there, trying to re-level up my characters, get that done. Really, that's really that, and playing a lot of like iOS stuff. I've been playing a lot of Bejeweled lately. I don't know what it is. I just have been in a weird Bejeweled mood.
Bejeweled's a classic though, dude. You can't. No matter what you do, you can't really get away from that game.
Well, and it's I like to play that too. Well, I've already beaten that. I'm going through that again just to beat it again.
I've got 4 wins on that one so far.
Yeah,
we get all the way through.
And, of course, playing some WoW and lots of Minecraft. I actually loaded up some Guild Wars 2 the other day and was playing a little bit of that. I'm just like, I don't know what it is about that game that I just thought it was going to be just good, but it's just so fucking boring.
You keep trying, though, right? You keep going back to it going, I hope it's going to get better.
I haven't even reached level 10 on any character. I'm still like in the first 5-10, and you know what? It's and I know that's like they said that. Well, there's really no levels, whatever.
Right.
If you go into that zone, you're automatically leveled up to 50. Right. You can do attacks, but it's just I don't know, man. It's like I get in there, I'm just like, I was so excited for this game when it first, I was and wasn't, because I liked the first one until Factions came out and ruined it. But I just, they tried too hard. It's too much like WoW for me to not be enough WoW, especially after playing like all day WoW. I played WoW all day, but like, I got to play something else, and I'll load that. I loaded that up. I'm like, this is just too much trying to be like WoW after being in WoW all day that it's annoying.
Well, and that's one of the things we said was when we stop playing WoW, when we go into the next MMO, we want something that's totally not WoW. I mean, beyond normal stuff, we want some. That's why I like playing tanks, because it's not like the other MMOs I play.
Well, and I understand, like, I don't want to play WoW all the time when I play another game, like, but there are the elements of WoW that I think should be there. Yeah. I'm not talking about looking for group.
If it's that style of a game,
Just and it's like, I don't know, it's like playing a game that's like WoW. Why not just play fucking WoW?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's what it comes down to for me. Playing Guild Wars 2 it's too much like WoW. I'll just fucking play WoW. I mean, they have pretty much the same class characters. It's just a different style. Why not just play something I'm already good at and know how to play, and can sit here and just do it without thinking, without trying to level up my dagger, then level up my staff. And it's not like leveling up like it was in WoW, where you had to level up to hit things. It's leveling up to unlock the powers of the item, which can be quite annoying, especially if you're like a high level and you like your ship breaks and all you have is something else. It's like, fuck, now I have to level all this up again. But started. I did buy the new Slenderman game, the Slenderman. The Arrival. I got into the beta of that, and I just went ahead and bought it. I have not played it. I will be playing it this tomorrow night. I'm going to get up at like 3 in the morning.
When it logs on?
Well, no, just, I don't know. For something like that, I figured 3 in the morning is a good time to play a scary-ass game like that.
Sure. Why not?
I might take a trip to Washington first.
Yeah, there you go. And then turn the lights all off.
And then play the Slenderman game.
Oh, you know what else you could do? You could go watch that new movie. What's that new movie about the freaky aliens that are coming to snatch you away? Oh, I've seen the previews for it.
The spiders?
No, it's like this, what is it? I've been seeing previews on TV, and I'm like, I gotta go see that. I'll have nightmares for fucking weeks.
Oh, is that the one with the family?
Right, and the aliens have marked them, and they're
I was watching the trailer for that.
You go watch that, then you come home, you go to Washington.
Go to Washington.
Then go watch the movie. Come home, turn all the lights off, and then play that fucking Slenderman game.
I think I'll do all of that except watch the movie.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch it twice just to make sure.
That looks... what the fuck is the name of that film?
That's a video I got coming out probably tomorrow or the next couple days. I'm going to play that. From what I understand, it's supposed to be much bigger. I don't know if you two played Slenderman, but Slenderman was a great game. For a free game, that's just supposed to scare the shit out of you.
My bills scare me enough. I don't need any help.
Yeah. And other than that, just literally just been playing a little of everything. Really? Got my nephew's Xbox fixed, and was actually playing Skyrim on that. Reloaded up my character on there just to goof off on him. And really, not really much it. I'll tell you what, I went to, this is the thing I love about having game stores next to me. So last Monday, I was going to go to a meetup group that plays board games. And so I got up. Come on, this is the shit that's cool about living in the city. You got stuff like that. That's how I met Lanyard.
I've never been a board gamer, dude.
Well, me neither. I mean, I'll play a board game.
There's more than just board games. I like some of the card games they have.
Well, yeah,
that are a lot of fun.
Just go and hang out mostly. Just go hang out with other people that play video games or games in general. So I went to go do that, but in the process, I ended up getting into this fucking 4-hour conversation with this guy at a gaming store by my house about Dead Space. And I was like, by the time we were done, it was already 8 o'clock. It started at 9. It takes me too long to get downtown, so I was like, fuck it. But
this is it.
I love just a random conversation with game employees every once in a while that just about video games that can go on that long before you realize it's like, oh shit, you're actually off the clock and stayed, and we talked for 4 hours, stand in the middle of your store, talking about Dead Space and the difference between Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. But,
all right, you said you got the trailer for it?
I do. I'm trying to find the good one here.
For that movie?
Yeah, let's see if this is it.
It's not Pacific Rim, is it?
No. It's
no.
I'm trying to make sure I get the right one because I don't want to.
Speaking of movies, after that night we talked about it, I went back and watched Super 8.
Okay, here we go. I don't know. I can't hear it, so.
I can hear.
I don't even.
Yeah, the sound's not playing on mine, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh,
But
here
I
it goes.
I can do this, and people can watch it in full screen, which I'm sure we'll get sued for. So yeah, it's about aliens that marked a family.
Yeah. The Sandman. Jesus Christ, that's just... And touched me in inappropriate places.
Oh, okay.
And he starts off with 4th century.
He does start in the 4th century. That's not your business, fat ass. That's our handling.
My God, Mystery Science Theater 2013.
This freaked me out,
Look,
man,
it's
right
the
here.
birds.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at all those fucking birds.
I totally gotta go see this film.
Yeah.
I'll have nightmares for fucking weeks, months.
Something's going... At first, I thought it was the trailer for Poltergeist.
Yeah, that's what did I. Because it's kind of turning out like a little bit of a Poltergeist thing.
Yeah. Ooh. Why are they always creepy looking? I also had reported it. Well, back in my day when the aliens kidnapped us, they just probed us. They didn't actually torture the shit out of us.
What sucks is that I'm recording and it's not even getting any sound. I hope yours does.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Because I can't, for some reason, I cannot get the YouTube to play the sound.
You gotta unmute it, dude.
There is no mute, bro.
Your mute speaker on the Ubu.
No.
Oh, I love this part. This reminds me of fucking,
No, it's on Max.
There's just something about people banging their heads up on glass is just funny. Under any circumstances. It's kind of a... Boom! Accidentally shoots his wife. Turns out it's all... It turns out it's like that Robert De Niro movie.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Dark Shadows. Meh.
It's going to be just like that Robert De Niro movie where it turns out that he was psycho the whole time and he never unpacked his house, but he was seeing things.
Oh, right.
Friend. I have a friend. Well, you can't talk to him right now. But anyway, so I went back and I watched Super 8, and and the first time I had watched it, I had just watched it in clips because I was watching it while I was taking a dump or whatever. You know, just
it's a good shit. It's a good shit-taking movie.
I live in an age where I need to be on the internet and doing something all the time, and if I can just take a dump and watch a movie at the same time, why not?
You can always wire your house up for that. They've got small flat screens that'll fit right in front.
I got an iPad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Keep it right there on the toilet. You never know.
I'll surf the internet on my phone.
Well, actually, the only book that I keep in my iPad
That's what
is how do I use Adobe Movie Maker or that Adobe. I got this big fucking book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a classroom book. It's fucking annoying. Anyway, so I went back and I watched Super 8, and I don't care what you said. That movie is great. Watching it all the way through was just as good.
I love that
movie. You know what? And when I knew what the monster was, I saw him more.
Yeah.
And he still was pretty cool looking.
Because you were looking for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean not like oh, where's it? I knew what he looked like, so I knew what to see.
Are you talking about Super 8, or are you talking about that one where the big monster attacks the New York?
Super 8.
Okay, because Super 8 is about the kids that are making the little film. Okay, because I know, because you see a little bit more of the monster in that one, whereas his other movie that he made, where they're running around with a camera and shaking all over the place. That's a terrible fucking film anyway. But that was
some
Leviathan thing.
I don't know. I tried watching it and it made me sick.
They're making a second one.
They're making a second.
Yeah, it's like, how do you make a second one of that?
Do you find different videotape?
I guess.
Hopefully it's not shaky cam. Well, it's like when they make Blair Witch Project 2, it wasn't done with shaky tape. It was actually done normal.
I do remember seeing that, and I think I fell asleep during it. It was.
What the fuck is that? You scared the shit out of me.
What? I didn't do anything.
Oh, you were talking about Super 8, so I forgot to pull up the trailer.
Oh. Well,
you haven't seen Super 8 yet?
You have to tell me that it's on.
You gotta tell Lanyard.
Because it's still on us 3 here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like they're going to see anything anyway.
Yeah, people have already seen Super 8 anyway.
Yeah. Go watch Super 8. It's a good movie.
People have already seen Super 8, so... yeah.
There's a lot of good movies
I love
coming
the
out
train
this
wreck was
year.
the best part, man. It really was.
Oh, yeah.
That train wreck
The
was
sad
just
thing
fucking
is,
awesome.
it was at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, it's like,
Yeah.
what were you kids doing? Give us that camera.
Well, it
Give
was
us your
still a good
shit.
film.
Don't ever talk about this.
It was still a good film.
I
I actually watched the behind-the-scenes filming of it, too, which made me, like, just... I was like, okay, yeah, J.J. Abrams, he is this century's goddamn filmmaker, like Steven Spielberg was back then. He really is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it was fucking terrible. I'm just saying that I don't... It's just the way the story came across.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, Star Trek was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Lost was great.
You know, that's because I like the fact that they went with an alternative history on the Star Trek movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is the only way I
know.
could... Because when I first went to watch it, I was like,
I was the only thing about that whole movie, that pissed me off was when they were teleporting into the ship and they're inside those fucking tubes of water.
That was kind of corny.
What the fuck was that?
Because
that was kind of corny.
remember, it was at that point in the movie and that point in history, there was no way to transport.
No, I'm not talking about transport.
It was the whole.
I'm talking about the fact that they had water.
Thing.
It was the fact that there was tubes of water. That's
it
what
was kind
bothered
of corny, but I mean, it was corny.
I didn't like it.
It was corny.
I'm saying I don't like it, and that's the end of it. I don't like
thousands of people on a fucking ship, dude. What are you gonna do? Thousands of people on a ship. You gotta have water somewhere, whether it's for cooling the gigantic proton engines
it's called replicators. No, you don't need to cool the lithium crystals. They cool themselves.
No, you do.
Obviously they don't because they've blown out.
No, they needed to throw something goofy and sci-fi in there, and what's more goofy and sci-fi than tunnels of water? We can have one accidentally.
You do realize we're talking about a movie that had an entire planet blow up using a dark matter and a interstellar transport that was drilling into a planet.
Yeah.
But goofy to you, sci-fi goofy to you is water tubes.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's the problem here? I don't. The drill of the planet
makes
perfect sense.
He is
the dark matter of destroying of the.
Dat.
Yeah.
Dat, you're being video trolled.
Yeah, it looks like.
No,
you're
I'm
being
not.
trolled. You're being trolled, and you're falling into the trap. Mr. Troll has fallen into the trap.
I love that movie. I just don't like the tubes. I don't like the tubes.
So what do you think? What do you think of him making the Star Wars films, though?
I think that's gonna be cool.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
In fact, he did an amazing job.
When they said Disney's
I want to
coming
see
out
the storyboard first.
When Disney said
I want to
they
see
were
the
coming out
storyboard before I make any.
When Disney said they were
assumptions.
coming out with the new films, okay, and it was all over the Twitter, and people were like, "Oh, so and so should film it," or "So and so should film it." First person I thought of was J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams should film this fucking movie, or direct this movie. And look at that.
He's basically our sci-fi guy for the generation.
Oh yeah, he's fucking,
him and Bay.
Yeah. Who and who?
I'm glad it wasn't Bay. Bay would have been Michael Bay.
Babe?
Michael Bay would have just blown everything up.
Yeah. But that would have been cool. It would have been cool explosions. Maybe those two should compare together so the lens flares are the explosions. Lens flare.
Lens flare. I'm gonna throw some lens flare in this video just for the hell of it.
Are you?
Yeah. right off of Dat's head.
There you go. Just
lens flare. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time he turns
I don't know.
his head.
I think it's really good. I think he's going to do a great job. I think I love the. Okay, as somebody who, like I said this on the Sif Talk show, I love all the Star Wars movies. I love the first three. I love the last three. To me, the first three are what Star Wars what I wanted on Star Wars. I got fucking lightsabers. I got aliens. I got fucking lightsaber battles. That's some awesome shit.
1, 2,
I got fucking sci-fi overload with those first three movies.
You do realize with 4 though, we've already supposedly taken down the Empire, right?
Yeah.
So we're out of our big battles. At this point, it becomes a human drama.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's from what the books.
It's more focused on a few individuals as opposed to a galactic type thing where
and from what I understand in the books, if they take the book lore, it's all about rebuilding the Jedi Empire, trying to get the people with the Force and trying to probably reproduce and get Force people back. I don't know. The farthest I've ever gone into any lore is playing SWTOR and Tor and watching the movies. I mean, I think they're all great. I love it. But my opinion is I love how like people just hate those first three movies so much, and I just thought they were great. I don't know.
It's not that I hate the first three movies.
I just hate the guy that played Anakin.
Okay, I mean, yeah. If you want,
I just think that there were certain parts of the movies that were very weak. You know,
yes.
if you look at the first movie, everyone points immediately to the podcast, the pod racing, and the pod racing was the most exciting portion of the movie, but it was it was such an odd coupling.
That fucking fight scene with Dark Maul and fucking.
It's too short.
Oh, but it's so great to
It's
watch.
Too short.
Oh, I love that.
It's just too short.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna have a true lightsaber battle, it's gotta be fairly fucking long. I mean, you want something better than
something like Darth, like Vader and Luke. Vader and Luke.
Yeah. But
there
that was
in Cloud City.
That was a short.
No, it wasn't.
That was a short battle.
In Cloud City, no, it was not.
I think the one with
it was a lot
Darth
longer.
Maul
It was a lot longer than Darth Maul and Jugo, whatever his face was.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but it was more cooler.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it was cooler because it was updated, and you actually had choreographers, and you had a guy that actually knew how to spin. The guy that played Maul actually knew how to, do that stuff.
He was a swordsman,
right?
Yeah.
Whereas the guy that was in the Darth suit and Hard Camel had, they're just swinging shit. I mean, they didn't have much of a as far as, but it was still pretty cool. Thing.
I mean, the first three, The New Hope, and all that are great movies. I own them all on Blu-ray.
The third episode, I thought the whole battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin there in the lava area was over the top epic. Not epic as in a good way, but like trying to be. It's way over. I mean, it was just beyond ridiculous.
They were trying to make it better than it was.
Yeah, it was kind of like the last Raiders of the Lost Ark, or last Indiana Jones film, where they're fighting in the forest, driving along with the two cars. I mean, that was so beyond unbelievable. I mean, we want to see a movie that's going to have some pretty unbelievable, pretty cool stuff. But when it's beyond unbelievable, then it gets to be stupid.
But we're still watching a show about guys fighting in space.
It was so beyond unbelievable. But so beyond. I mean, come on. I mean, falling on the little thing and then landing on lava and floating and not, like, cooking, 2 feet from lava.
They're using the Force, man. It's the Force. It's those millennium calorians.
Yeah, and then balancing on a little robot. I mean, it was beyond retarded. I did like the fact that he got all chopped up. I just wish he would have took his head off. But
and the one thing I love that, like, running around the cities, like when he goes into that diner, as goofy as it was, it's all that little stuff that brings me more into the world.
The beginning of episode 3, where they're chasing the changeling chick dude with the taxis and stuff. That was pretty cool. I mean, that was really, really awesome when they were actually on whatever it was, Coruscant or whatever, when they were running around. That was really, really cool. I wish they could have had more of that, kind of more of a Blade Runner-ish type deal.
And I liked the fight with the guy with the 6 arms, all the lightsabers. That was pretty fucking general, whatever his name was.
Count Dooku?
No. The guy, the robot guy, that was like a robot / human.
General Vezex.
Yeah, when he was fighting him, and he's all like, all the fucking lightsabers.
I have no idea who that is. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that was I like that. I liked the movies. I liked them all. But I love the hate of Disney bought it. It's going to be ruined. They're going to be turned into princesses. Well,
it is going to be kind of weird though to go down to sit down to watch a Star Wars film and have
Back to the Future 2.
It's going to be weird to sit down and watch a Star Wars film and not have 20th Century Fox come up.
But who cares about that stuff?
Do you really have it come up with fucking a Disney castle, Cinderella's castle, and Twinkleberry flying over the top? I mean, it's just you're gonna be like.
I don't think they'll do.
Pixar?
I think what they'll do is they'll have the castle come up, and then as the moon's coming up, it's the fucking Death Star. Dude.
As long as it blows the castle up, that would be cool.
Disney will do what they always do. They'll have some goofy version of a slight change to it.
Robot running across, which will be cool.
Yeah. Well, whatever they do, I think it's going to be good, and it's going to be respectable.
But
these fucking over-the-top people need to be respected. It's a fucking movie, you assholes. You didn't rape your childhood because you put out 3 new movies that just so happen you didn't like.
In 2015,
okay, first of all, he raped my childhood.
He didn't rape your child.
Raped my childhood by changing the original fucking movies
and adding shit to it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, don't watch them. Don't watch them.
I mean, I like the fact that he put the meeting of Han Solo and Jabba the Hutt in there. However, when they originally filmed that, they didn't have any clue what Jabba was going to look like. So he was just walking around a humanoid. So when they had to walk across the tail thing, I thought that was kind of stupid. He should have just made him so he stepped over the tail, and they wouldn't never had to make him bounce up because it looks kind of corny. But I do like that, and Jabba, of course, is a lot smaller, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
I like the remakes because he specifically said these are things that I wanted to add to the movie, but the technology was not available, and that's why we didn't get the first.
He did want to make Los Isleys look a little busier, which he did do, but he kind of went over the top with some of the stuff. Like the Jawa swinging off the fucking head a little beyond too much. Yeah,
that was
that was a little bit too much.
There's obvious issues with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of obvious issues,
yes, sir.
Lanyard, did you catch this week's King of the Geeks?
I did. King of the Nerds, yes, I did.
King of the Nerds.
Yes, and
did you enjoy the outcome?
Dipshit went home, yeah. Well, he deserved to go home. They said it right. He's the one that's just kind of sliding through. I mean, I gotta say, Trade Chat said it right. He was playing rogue. He was just sitting back, letting everybody do the fucking work, and he was just da-di-da, so it was good to see him go. And now Ivan, of course, payback's a bitch. Yeah. So,
Ivan was pissed, dude.
He was not happy.
Well, you know what, though? He was taking the other team's word. And he according to the way it looked on the show, he was drunk, and he wasn't asking, so are you guys voting for me, yes or no?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, so, you know, it's about that time I got to talk. You know, it feels weird having to come to you guys.
I'm not telling him I'm not going to vote for him, but I didn't exactly tell him I was going to, so we'll let him think of how he wants to do it. You know, and I love the end of it where they say, well, so Virgil, why did you pick Ivan? And what he said, what did he say? Something. It was something profound. It was actually pretty good. Oh yeah, you know, we took out the soul, and now we're going to take off the head. And of course, Ivan's retort was beautiful. You know, once you go, if you cut the Hydra's head, two grow back. Yeah. And he was like, good retort. That was good. You know, touche. You know, it was pretty good. But it was kind of a dull. It was kind of a dull show, though. Other than that,
I refuse to watch these shows.
Other than that, that was a pretty dull show. I mean, the challenge at the end was kind of okay. I mean,
if it's not The Walking Dead, I don't watch it.
Memory is kind of fun. Although I do want to go in that fucking flight simulator, and I love the fact that Virgil took them both out, even the gamer girl. I'm not really good at gaming, but I know how to fly.
Yeah.
Blows
you can't
him away.
find me. You can't fly.
Blew him away. That was pretty cool. I mean,
it's a good show, Kev. I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I just don't got time. Spending too much time in California, Washington, you know, really. Anyways, but I will tell you what I did start watching, and it's kind of hard to watch with a fucking boner all the goddamn time, and that's that goddamn Doctor Who. So I was just like, after last week, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this fucking bullshit.
I thought you were talking about The Walking Dead.
Oh, well, yeah, the rotted corpses get me
I'm telling you, you know.
Hey, don't judge me, man. Don't judge me. It's 2013. If I have a thing for dead, then
I can marry dead if I want. Equal marriage.
That's right.
Marriage for
equal rights for all. Equal rights for all.
I want marriage
anyway,
equality.
So I started watching. I watched like the first 3 episodes, and it's like, I know this was filmed in 2000, but it still looks really good, and it's actually not as bad as maybe when I was first skipping around. So even after the first 3 episodes, I'm saying I'm really starting to enjoy it. It's not bad. I'll probably end up watching the rest of it.
Yeah,
I guess I got fucking hooked by that stupid goddamn doctor.
Is that what was giving
Daniel
you the wood? The doctor was giving you wood? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep, right up the ass.
Okay,
Daniel Eccleston. That was the one that was in Gone in 60 Seconds, right? Him and Rose Tyler. Is that the one you're working on?
It's Rose. It's the first one. She just, The last episode I watched is where they went to the future and they blew up Earth.
Yeah. The Daniel Eccleston series of Doctor Who I really enjoyed. Some of the Doctors since then, like he's the Dark Doctor. Like out of all the series, he brings a certain mystery to the character and a kind of a dark reality to everything. You can tell that he has an extreme love for Rose, as the Doctor would, but there's also the fact that he's trying to get her to just accept things the way they are. He doesn't want to have to interfere, and she ends up very much being his conscience. As where the later Doctors with like David Tennant you know, he's more interactive. Like, he wants to get into this until he, you know, towards the middle of the series with David Tennant, and he's a really good Doctor, but he's almost too interactive.
So is Doctor Who like James Bond and the Green Lantern? It's just a name and somebody keeps filling in for the same character?
Yes and no. The idea is that every few years the Doctor regenerates. He goes into basically a coma, and everybody perceives it as him dying. But what's happening is the essence of time keeps him the way he is. His body shuts down and it regenerates. And each time it regenerates a little bit differently, so that the character changes. It gives the Doctor a more malleable abilities, or it makes him a more malleable character, so that you can change certain attributes. The current Doctor is very goofy, very spontaneous, whereas David Eccleston's version of the Doctor was very methodical. And it's really it brings a freshness to the character every few seasons. Unlike the old years, where it literally took, you know, almost a decade before they changed Doctors. With this one, they're changing it something close to every 2 to 3, which doesn't work well with the original Doctor, the original Doctor series. When, like, we'll say the 60s to 70s, the 70s to 80s era, because during that period you would have like 15, 20 years that have gone down before he ever, you know,
before they got a new actor.
Yeah,
right.
I will say, I thought I remember the old show, the TARDIS on the inside looking like an actual computer room. This one, they go in there and it's like dials and knobs and turns.
No, it's always had the central power pillar and random gadgets everywhere that don't look like anything in particular.
Yeah. See, that's how I just remember it. For some reason, I just remember. I guess I was mixing what Mystery Science 3000's inside of their ship looks like with what the Doctor Who ship should look like. So I was like, fucking twirling knobby thingies. What the fuck? But I'm really enjoying it. For 3 episodes in, it's actually is not as bad as. You know, I tried to fight it, just like, fuck it. I got other things to watch. And then I just sat down and I started playing some Minecraft. I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch that because I just finished watching all the Sopranos. I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And I just was just like, wow, okay, I really did miss a good train here. It's just like I didn't get into Arrested Development until way after it was off the air. And you know, and sometimes
it's good to do it that way because you can watch everything all of it in order and pretty much all at once. I mean, with The Walking Dead, I had never watched it. And it was season 3, and people were like, "Oh, I gotta watch it." I was like, "You know what? I think I'll sit down and watch it." And I watched 1 through up to the 3, all in a couple of days. And then when it came on last Sunday, and it was over, I was like, "Okay, next episode."
I gotta wait a week.
Or you know, every 5 minutes there was a fucking 20-minute commercial. I was like, "Oh."
That's why.
So it's like, you know,
I watched
almost
the day after.
Yeah, so it's like, but anyways, we're running up on 147, guys. So,
holy shit! No way.
Yeah, we are, according to my...
Shit, that's crazy.
You're full of shit.
No, I got 147.
Yeah, because
no, I'm 103.
What'd you got?
I got 103. You and Kevin have been on the call longer than me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's right. We don't have it. I can't find a separate timer to put up here to run. All I got is either by...
Get you an egg timer and just set it for an hour and a second.
But then it goes off.
Why don't you just use the gadget? Isn't there a gadget clock that you can use with the timer?
I use gadgets and it fucks my computer up. I don't want to do that shit. Too much
you can, but
the
problem is that Microsoft, because everyone they open sourced gadgets for a while, and then what happened was there were gadgets that would pull information from your computer, and a lot of hackers got into siphoning spy crap off there, so they stopped holding on.
Speaking of Windows, have you guys messed with Windows 8 at all? Have you tried it?
Don't want it.
I literally was at Fred Meyer's the other day, and I was looking at laptops, and they all had Windows 8 on them.
Well, if you get a new computer, it's going to have 8. Period.
Well, and I was like, because, you know, I'm trying to save up to buy a new one, and it reminded me of my Windows phone that I had for a little bit, which isn't so bad, but for what
it's not something you want on a desktop.
No, you know, and
not unless you have a touchscreen touch.
Exactly. If I had a whole touchscreen setup, that is a cool system.
HP makes some pretty good touchscreen computers.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to somebody.
But you know what? If I was gaming on my touchscreen, I'd have to buy a new one all the fucking time. Boom!
I shoot fire.
But I tell people, I said, it's inevitable that things like tablets, handheld PCs, the iPhone is essentially a small iPad at this point. So the smaller computers are going to be prevalent for the vast majority of users.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people like myself, other gamers, modders, we're not going to have anything other than a room full of big ass PCs. While on a general user, like I talked to a lady the other day, she's buying a Walmart computer. So this isn't exactly anywhere near middle of the road current.
It's like an E-machine.
It's a dual screen HP, and there's 2 of them, and the guy's like, well, why is this one so much more than the other one? And I looked at it, and I'm like, well, this is an AMD dual core. This is an Intel dual core. I said they're going to run about the same, clock rate. I said the only other difference is this one has a 50 gig hard drive. This one has a 1 terabyte hard drive, so you get double the memory on this, double the storage on this one. And I asked the lady, I said, well, what do you intend on doing it? Are you going to be, streaming videos? Are you going to be watching a lot of movies? Are we going to be playing any Facebook games? What are we doing? Oh, nothing like that. I just need it for, email and maybe to, send a letter or something. And I'm like, then it doesn't fucking matter. Because I suggested to her, because there's so many really good, they're not really laptops. I'm trying to remember what they're called now, but it's not a true laptop because it has a very, very small hard drive or no hard drive at all. It stores, like, it'll have a 250 gig hard drive, and then the rest of it's on cloud storage.
Those little small ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were issued as palm tops. Now they're just retarded.
Oh, yeah. Personally, I think when I'm at that point, if somebody is just saying, I only want to do it, I would just kind of push them towards a tablet.
Something overpriced.
It's, that's just it, though. You get laptops now, and for a laptop, a dual core is not bad. They'll have a dual core. It'll have a 300 gig hard drive. It'll have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and a compulsory video chip. It's meant for people who are on the go and don't need what gamers do. A gamer needs a proper response time or a macro-based keyboard. They need a quick response or multi-key mouse. They have to have.
Don't buy this one. It sucks.
Yeah, don't get the G anything.
Yep.
This is the G510. It's the worst.
Yeah, I got G15, and I don't use it. I'm gonna get me a regular fucking keyboard.
I will give you a regular keyboard for your G15.
Really?
I fucking love the G15.
I'll just trade you straight across.
I will send you another keyboard for your G510.
Really? This thing is a piece of shit. Look at this. These G keys are so huge.
Oh, perfect. I love them. I'll trade you straight up. I'll trade you straight across.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll give you my G10. The only good thing about the thing I like about this is that I can change the colors of the. Let me see if I can do this here. Let me.
Probably not. You'll probably fuck up the recording or something.
Probably.
But no, I'm looking at a Corsair Vengeance keyboard right now. I don't worry about macro keys. They've got hotkeys on the F10s that I can utilize. Because I'm so much bigger into shooters, I'm actually looking at getting something with MX switches, that being the red, blue, black, or brown MX switches for faster response time. That and anti-ghosting. Yeah, it's changing colors, Kev.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that this thing really has going for it is the fact that you can change the colors of the keyboard. The G15,
and that's why I originally looked at that one. Because the 510 was good, but the anti-ghosting was something like 5-key anti-ghosting. And unless you're super boarding, I guess you don't need more than 5 anti-ghosting. But with playing a first-person shooter, like I was telling my wife, you want something where you barely have to press. You don't want to hear a bunch of clicks because that gets really annoying after a while. Granted, with these earmuffs on, I can't hear shit outside of the room, so it doesn't really matter. But with the anti-ghosting, I can go forward, cycle my weapons, and strafe at the same time. And that's why I need that anti-ghosting feature.
Yeah.
Because with playing the first-person shooters, you want to be able to, strafe. You want to be able to turn. You want to be able to cycle weapons if you need to, all at the same time. Because the worst part in anybody who's played a first-person shooter, the worst thing to do is you run down an alley, you kill 3 guys with your AR, and you're going to turn, but you don't have time to reload. You got to switch that weapon, and if you don't have the extra mouse button. Like I have a 3-button mouse, big fucking whoop.
Yeah. Don't you have an Otter, Lanyard?
An Otter?
Don't you have the
I have a Naga Razor.
Oh, a Naga.
Yeah, he has a Razor. I think I have. What is this? This is the Abyss Mirror. I have an Abyss Mirror. I love this fucking thing. And the only reason it's called the mirror is because of the shiny...
Whoa, that thing is fucking small. Look at...
I know, it's tiny.
No.
Man. Look at this big beast. This thing is fucking huge.
Anybody who recalls our show last week, look how much bigger that is.
Yeah, that's about maybe just a little...
Yeah.
See, I got a big fat hand. I need a nice good mouse.
I got 2 buttons there, the 3 buttons across the top with a scroll, and the 12 button keys on the side.
See, that would have only been good if I was still playing MMOs.
Yeah.
Because that's where you... Well, yeah, but I mean, like ones where I was able to macro my moves, like
I use the bottom 3 buttons the most because my thumbs are short, so I can't reach the top 3 anyway. Without switching my hand, really weird.
Anybody who's really new to first-person shooters or is trying to find a way to get themselves an edge up, that isn't already a hardcore gamer, look up /mechanical keyboards on Reddit. It's actually where I learned the difference between the different MX Cherry type keys. Whether you're a clicky or you just want fast response time or you want a very lightweight button motion. Because the nephew is thinking about getting the Razer Deathstalker from Walmart. It's a good mechanical keyboard, but it's not even a mechanical keyboard because they have chiclet keys. You guys know what chiclet keys are? Okay, those really nearly flat keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are considered chiclet keys, and it has a little bit of anti-ghosting to it. But the nephew wants this thing. It's called the Deathstalker.
Oh, Deathstalker.
Yeah.
Deathstalker.
Yeah, and he wants it, but it's $80. We've been using these cheap-ass Logitech K120s forever. They're like $10, dude. They're super cheap. If you fuck them up, who gives a shit? Pitch it in the garbage.
Right.
But when you're spending $100 on a microphone, $60 on a mouse, you're spending $70 on headsets, and you go to your keyboard, and
this has like a little TV on it.
Yeah, like you need that because you're staring at the keyboard all the time. Mine tucks underneath the monitor and stays there unless I need to chat with somebody.
Oh wow, I don't know, man. This is pretty cool looking, but I like a arch.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care if mine's flat or not, but that one's got the one that he's looking at has a permanently affixed wrist rest. Oh. And you've seen how my nephew plays. He's sitting on his lap, he's rolling around.
Right.
He's just jumping around doing his thing. And why the fuck's my shit acting up?
I don't know. We can still hear you, but you're welcome to call us back.
I don't know, man. This is actually pretty fucking cool looking.
My Uber closed. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is $80?
Yeah.
That's actually really nice looking.
All right, Lanyard. Hopefully I don't fuck up the call. I'm calling you back.
Nope. You're good. Let's see. Remember when Kevin left us last time? Everything worked out fine.
There we go.
That's actually pretty cool looking.
Yeah. And it went back to playing my fucking video, stupid piece of shit. There we go.
My big thing is I like the one button that I hate most on most keyboards is the fucking window button. And I will say the G10 510 has a switch to turn it off and on. Oh. Usually I just pop it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pop it out. Like my laptop, I ended up popping the caps lock off because I kept yelling at people, and so I just finally took it off because I kept hitting it when I go to hit, tab or whatever, shift.
Yeah.
So I just tore it off. The Windows button, another one to tear off. That's why I like the gamepad.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to fuck with I can literally just stuff the keyboard away, and I don't have to. And if I've got voice chat, which is great, I don't have to use a keyboard for anything. I got the mouse, I got my gamepad, and then I've got my floor button for push to talk. So that's it. That's all I need.
And now that I have a full size desk, I can actually get possibly a gamepad.
You gotta get one of those foot pads. I'm telling you, those are great.
Send me a link later, and I'll check one out.
I gotta remember what the hell they're called. Stealth Switch. StealthSwitch2.com. It's just basically a foot button that's USB, and you can actually hook up 5 of them and are all together if you really want to get crazy and have like buttons all over the floor. But I just used it specific, and of course, again, it's programmable. So
I'd forget that I would have it.
You can't because I step on the damn thing.
My feet fidget.
Me too. I
step on the damn thing all the time. So I just keep it right there at the foot, and then when I want to chat, I just use that, and my hands are still free, so it's really cool.
No, I would have never even thought about like putting something on the ground, but
well, I thought about it. I was like, there's got to be foot pads for the computer, right?
Yeah.
And originally,
course,
the Stealth Switch 1, they originally advertised it as just basically all it did was close your window. Right, it would open and close a window. So if you're at work and you were looking at porn, close your window when the boss comes by, or gaming or whatever. And then the Stealth Switch 2 is able to program it to whatever. And I just keybind it to what I use for my chat button, which is the little whatever that fucking
I'll be
the grave
right
key.
back. Yes, you go.
Oh, where are you going, Dad?
Let's hope he has pants on.
Let's hope he has pants on. As he goes, the man behind the curtain.
It's So what have you been playing, man? We didn't ask you. What have you been doing this weekend?
That's it. That's all I've done. I logged in to. I updated Rift, and I was going to play Rift, and then it was taking too long, so I said I'm just going to bed. I updated. Oh, I did make a new. I made that video. You guys,
the one you showed me, the 3D one. You made a new one, right, with the intro?
No, I made a video of the faces of Lanyard.
I haven't seen that one.
And yeah, it's on the YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
It's on the YouTubes. And I was gonna make one for Suiza, which is basically my main alt, because mayonnaise is gone now, and I just pretty much use Suiza as my main alt. And what I'm going to do with her, though, is I'm going to actually catch a little bit of video cap of her like doing some dances or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can pull it up on the Uvu thing. But that's pretty much all I've been doing is tanks. They've been having the XP bonuses this Valentine's weekend, so I've been doing that. Oh, look at that. First one that pulled up. Woohoo! Let's see if I can get it to play. And again, no sound. Well, hold on. Let me see.
So I hear sound.
Well, you do, but I can't. It won't record over here. But it's okay. It's just music anyway. But that's the new video I made.
It's royalty-free music, right?
Oh yeah, it's all.
Okay.
So is the video of the stuff shooting around in the background. I looked for the royalty-free stuff, so I could have some video, some music. That's just like our music is free to play. So yeah, I got all that. Made sure it was.
That's kind of cool. I like the Evercrack online. I love the.
Well,
move your camera down a little, Dad.
It's also recorded in 3D. So if you got 3D glasses or a 3D monitor, it'll be 3D. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because my new Avid software actually records stuff in 3D now, so I can actually set it up for 3D.
Ooh.
And different types of 3D.
You have to make me a cool 3D something.
Well, there's different types. There's the kind with the gray glasses. There's the red, green.
Passive and active.
There's different types. So I'd have to. This one here is just basically what YouTube uses.
Types.
So if you have the gray glasses, the 3D glasses, or the 3D monitor, it'll be 3D. Or if you have one of
there's
3D.
the two different types of 3D you have are passive and active. Passive is like what you get at the cheap movie theater, the ugly plastic glasses.
Yeah.
The active ones are actually battery operated, and they have what's called an active shutter, and they shutter left to right so that one eye sees it, one eye doesn't, and it's supposed to be so
I have
fast.
the best 3D glasses ever made.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Well, no, go ahead. I'm just pulling out my awesome Sports Illustrated.
See now, yeah. Well, that's not how it's not done in that. It's not done in that.
Oh my
version.
God, those are fucking old, dude.
Those are old.
They're from
school.
Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition.
1987.
Wow. I haven't seen a pair of red and greens and blues in forever. Dude.
These are my Minecraft.
See now I can actually on my Avid I can actually record so that those will work. I would just have to know whether your green is your left or your right.
Yeah.
And so I could actually make one that we'd watch it and it'd come right at you.
Could you filter my one intro I have into that and make it 3D?
Which one?
The one with I made in Minecraft where I'm flying through?
You're watching White Sword TV. Yeah, I could. I could actually just put it through my Avid and then change it to 3D. Tell me which side is right.
Uploading that to
Tell me which side is your.
Dropbox.
Tell me which side is your red or your green, and I'll make one after the show.
Red is left.
Red is left. Okay.
Yeah. You're the Walmart Batman. Jesus Christ.
But the YouTube video I uploaded though is the new stuff.
I do like at the end of your faces you're a tank.
Yeah, I know. Somebody posted that. Goes the T-28 was a nice touch. Hey, it's Mike. It's what I play. So yeah. And then somebody also said I did a really good job on the APB character, but okay, I guess. I mean, it doesn't look that much like me, but unless he's talking about the shirt, because it was
maybe
it was the old. I mean, my car even looks like that too. It's got the big blue spot on there.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the spot on the chest. I only noticed it on the car. Like, well, he said he fixed his shirt, but I don't see it. Where is it at? And then, of course, when you jumped out of the car, I was like, oh, there it is. It's on the front of the car.
Yeah, yeah. It's on the hood of the car, and then the rest of the car is black, and then the shirt, of course, is black. But now I gotta see if I can put that new one on there with which I don't even know. APB is fun. It's a lot of fun, but I absolutely fucking suck at it unless they're in the middle of the street. In fact,
easy for you. You're good.
I'm looking into that Ghost Recon.
I was playing tanks, and I was just losing. Every battle was just horrible. It was. You know, we'd get one and they'd kill. It was like 30 of those in a row, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to go play APB and run people over. And I did. I jumped on and just started running shit just to get some aggravation out of it. Like, give me a big truck.
Was it, speaking of ones that died, Bullet Run just got shut down by Sony here recently. It was a free-to-play shooter that I was playing for a minute. It had more of a Borderlands type color scheme.
Oh, I don't.
It was not super realistic. It was Bullet Run. It was actually a lot of fun. I mean, it was a free game, but apparently there wasn't enough money coming in to keep the servers up on that, so they shut that one down. I actually got an email like, you know, if there were any credits left on your account, they're going to be refunded back to you, and blah blah blah.
I don't know. I was just you talking about games being shut down. I was looking at the other day. Just maybe I was looking up old like seeing if somebody has started up City of Heroes private servers yet. Still nothing yet. Something about that game, man. As goofy as it was and annoying as it was, I just always loved just flying around in that game.
Well, it wasn't bad. It was just if you got to moving at certain speeds, things just didn't res fast enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it was never a bad game. It was just what got to me about City of Heroes was you would make your character, and every time you roll in, you'd be at the primary city, and dozens of high-level characters were all over the place. But you would go to the same zone, and each time you went back to the zone as you leveled up, the characters did. So nothing really changed. It's just now the guys are worse. Now the guys are harder. Now the guys are harder.
And it didn't matter what, that was the thing. It didn't matter what you chose in the beginning. It's like, ooh, choose how you got your power. It just meant you were going to fight those same guys over through the entire game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those games that I just like. It's one of the only I played EverQuest. I've never been nostalgical enough to want to go back and reinstall EverQuest. I did reinstall EverQuest 2 and was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is so stupid.
Well, wasn't there was another. I think it was when EverQuest 2 or EverQuest went free to play. I know that we all.
Online? No,
there was it was an Evercrack version of sorts that we ended up playing online for free because it was completely free, and as we played into that one, it was okay, but like me, Michael, and Crystal all ended up on different shards on the server, so we couldn't get into a group, or we'd get into a group and it would show our group member on the map.
RuneScape.
We'd run over there, but they weren't there. No, Michael plays RuneScape. That one. Talk about a game that's weird. Like every other game we play, when they completely revamp it, they immediately change it's EverQuest 2 or EverQuest 3, whatever. With RuneScape, it literally started as a top-down dungeon fighter, and it's turned into a mini 3D fighter. But the game hasn't changed its name. It just we revamped the game. Hello, we revamped the game, and it changed again.
We've upgraded the software that runs. There's a guy on YouTube who does giveaways, and I guess he's like the richest guy or whatever. He does these tutorial videos. He might be the richest guy. He's a goofy fuck, is what he is. But to see that the following for that game is still so huge, and I understand it's free, but it's so fucking...
It's free and it's simplistic. I mean, it's a game that... Yeah.
I never got out of the starting zone. I was just like, this is just dumb.
I never left that first little building where it's like, come this way, because I was just like, I don't think I want to play this. I feel
dumb.
dirty.
Yeah.
I felt dirty playing it. Like if I was.
Of course, I was into. That was when I was really heavy into WoW. So I tried RuneScape, and I was like, wow, this is. If they talk about knockoffs of WoW, this is like the Taiwanese knockoff of. I mean, it is horrible.
Well, at the time, I was like, all my subscribers were like, play RuneScape, play RuneScape.
This is
like,
terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the Facebook game version of
WoW.
Well,
whenever the nephew gets bored, he goes back and plays it. But the funny thing is, you know, the people sell RuneScape cash, right? Yeah. Like in-game credits. And the nephew always laughs because he'll go in and make $3-4 million.
Yeah.
Just, you know, selling all of his random shit on their auction house. You know, and then he'll get bored and I'll level up my campfires today, and he'll put campfires out all over the fucking place. The whole city's covered in my nephew's campfires.
So stupid.
You know, well, you know, my nephew, you know, alone, when it comes
I'm not
to
saying
him,
what he's doing stupid. I'm just the fact that you can flood the city
with campfires. That's awesome.
Stupid.
Wish I could do that in WoW.
Well, you could actually, technically.
No, because you have to wait till the one burns out before you can start another one.
Well, then you just log into another character and you make another one.
Yeah, but by the time you get logged in, that first campfire's gone.
Inevitably, there's a way to hack it.
It is not possible. The only way you could do it, really, is to get your guild to sit around and fucking make a whole shitload of it.
That's still fine. Then you might get banned.
There has to be a way to hack it because there's all those gold spammers. Remember when the gold spammers used to actually do their names in orcs? All the unknown name bodies that were just floating in the air.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was
if you can hack
was such a crazy time. You'd walk into town and there'd be a show going on.
Yeah, it was weird. People would be like, "How the fuck are they doing that?" They're hacking the game.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm gonna buy gold from them because they can hack the game. Go ahead.
Speaking of buying,
you do that.
I reinstalled. This is so stupid. I reinstalled Second Life.
Oh, Second Life.
Oh. I
really?
never even got into that once.
Well, it's okay. My thing about Second Life. Okay, so this is.
You have a girlfriend in Second Life, don't
No, my thing in Second Life is I pick a character that looks like O.J. Simpson, and then I go into people's houses and steal whatever I can steal from inside their houses.
Leave white gloves behind.
Leave gloves behind.
No,
take off in a white Bronco.
You can't leave stuff behind.
At 15 miles an hour on the freeway.
Well, no, I drive around on my hover car. So I go into these people's houses dressed up like O.J. Simpson, and I just steal shit. And so I was inside this guy's house a couple days ago. I'm sitting on his couch because you can pay to upload stuff. He's got fucking porn playing in his virtual world's house. So I'm watching porn, and I see the guy.
Eating popcorn. What's up?
He comes downstairs, and he does the, "What are you doing in my house?" Yeah. And I'm like, "I'm watching porn." And he's like, "You can't be in my house." His arms are at his side, and he's doing this to me. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm just laughing my ass off. Next thing I know,
whip out the shotgun, blow him away.
I get kicked out of the house, and then there's like this barrier, like fucking. It's all like I try to walk through, and it has the little red like "you can't enter" caution thing. And it's just bouncing me off. And then he goes,
banned you from the house.
Yeah, he banned me from the house. And he sends me a tell. He goes, "You should ask next time you come into people's houses." Walking in. So that became my thing, is to jump
just go from house to house, see how many people get banned from.
House, just to see what I could steal. And how long I could last in the house until they kicked me out, and watch all the videos on their fucking TVs. I found some pretty crazy shit. I'm talking like a ranchy home private porn that people are streaming inside their virtual house in Second Life. So, kids, stay away from Second Life. It's a creepy, scary place with people like me riding around on my hover penis going from house to house. And if you piss me off...
Why didn't I see a YouTube video of this? Why is there no video uploaded? People now flood at White Sword and ask him for these videos. Yes.
My hover
cock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like the first. As soon as you log into the game, you automatically go to the free section. You set up a fake email account, and you sit there and you get all you can buy all your money, and then you go into the other part of town where the shady part of Second Life, and you get yourself your penis car, and you get your penis, and you get your sex moves. So yeah, it's a pretty crazy shit in there. It is the craziest thing ever that's still around.
And it's got crappiest graphics too.
They're so stupid. I remember when that first came out. That was like the rage. Everybody was in that.
There's absolutely no rules to that game either. It's just here's our world playing it.
So
it's all dudes.
It's all dudes pretending to be girls. Yeah.
And then you're gonna get hit with age, sex, location.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I think it's a European thing. I think that's mostly people who use it.
Yeah.
I'm still overwhelmed by the idea of riding around in a penis car.
It's awesome. I love that thing.
Is it
I love logging into a game when I can spend all my time riding a cock.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome sauce. I love it.
Oh fuck! All right. What time?
You can't kill people in it. I mean, I guess you can if there's ways to do it, but they both have.
That's what they need to bring back. They need to bring back fucking Manhunt. Rockstar needs their balls back. I want a new Manhunt. Manhunt was a fucking awesome game.
I would, I'd love to see an Interstate 76 come back. I fucking loved that game.
Did you even play Manhunt?
No, but I played Interstate 76.
Oh my god. It was the only game that quite literally trained you to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Because
you had to do the
warfare and all that doesn't do that for me. Sneak it up and
sneak it up, snapping people's necks.
No. This because and remember it came out on GameCube. It came out for the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox. The GameCube, the
Nerf gun,
Xbox, and the PS2.
Nerf gun.
Okay.
Nerf gun.
Yeah. Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
But the first kill you make, you pick up a plastic bag, like a shopping bag, one of these cheap piece of shit Walmart.
Yeah.
Filing devices.
We know what a
Kevin
garbage bag is.
And you got to wrap it around the dude's head, and you the first one is just to choke him out with the bag. Okay. The second one, you choke him out with the bag, and you just kind of pop him in the back of the head. And the third, if you held it down to get the maximum effect, you quite literally choked him while slamming his head into your kneecaps and breaking his neck.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was crazy. I mean, they had wrestled with having an NA license on the game to begin with. It was the most brutal game I've ever seen on any Nintendo system.
Hold on, you're breaking up real bad.
Of course I am. I don't know whose side it is because my internet connection shows full. Okay. So, but it was just a brutal fucking game, and I loved the hell out of it.
Yeah.
The only downside was it went from the first couple of levels where it was super sneaky to being a third-person shooter, which kind of sucked because as you got through these mobs, and the whole premise was you were this guy on death row, and if you could make it through all these guys who were looking to kill you, that you would be set free. Which is, a basic premise for a lot of movies we've watched. Gamer was that idea, you make it through X amount of levels. Death Race was the same way, and it was just such a brutal fucking game.
Yeah.
That nothing I've seen compares to the brutality of that game. And they had talked about right after it came out, or was it a year after it came out, they talked about how it was banned in Europe, it was banned in Australia.
Sure.
They were still debating on the ratings board whether to give it an NA rating, so basically no retailers would carry it. But Rockstar at that point was like, we're going to do another one. And I was like, oh, we got to do this. Because I got all the way through it. And like I said, with the exception of the levels that required you to use a gun, it was literally sneaking around, beating the shit out of people and hiding bodies like the bloodiest blue-collar version of Splinter Cell ever.
Awesome.
And it made me so mad it never came back out. I did hear there's a really good, yeah, almost. But I did hear that there's a new emulator for PS2 on the market or on the internet. I'm hoping to download the PS2 emulator, and maybe I'll be lucky enough to find a torrent for that game because I'd love to play that shit again. Yeah. That would be so much fun. Just brutal fucking game, but yeah. Lanyard, I know you played tons of Worlds of Tanks, but did you play anything this week at all? Because
we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that when you were up.
We were gone.
Oh, well, I was taking a piss. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
But if you really want to know,
his whole 2 games,
World of Tanks. That's all. That's all done.
Well, you know what to say. If you find something you enjoy, stick with it.
Other than rage quitting and doing a little APB road torture. Other than that. haven't done anything. In fact, because this week has been the Valentine's thing. Plus, they had a triple bonus points there when we played last weekend. So I've been trying to get some tanks moved up, and finally got somewhere.
All right. Well, you know, speaking of Valentine's Day, since you know we have all of like no chick listeners, am I the only guy that doesn't that hasn't gotten women to figure is trying to convince women?
For some reason, I think this is going to become chauvinist.
No, not at all. Well, maybe. So this chick at my work is looking at cards and stuff, and she's like, well, you know, she's in an interracial couple, and it pisses her off that she can't find an interracial card. And she's like, well, I'll just make him a card. I said, don't give him a card. Don't give him candy. Don't give him roses. Give him a blowjob. You know, we have that.
They sell those at Walmart?
And this is that's the supervisor of these people.
It's the free gift. It's the free gift.
It's a free gift.
Yeah, it's from your mouth to his pants.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, like every year, I work. Every year I've worked, and my wife and I've been together for almost 2 decades now. And when you're in the first couple of years of being in a relationship, I understand buying the cards, buying the gifts, on those specific holidays. As long as I've been in my relationship, the big deal now is you give gifts throughout the year. You say I love you. You give them a gift at random. You don't wait until Valentine's Day or their birthday or Mom's Day or, Sweetest Day in Ohio, because I don't know of any other state that has Sweetest Day. But chicks, listen, guys don't need cards. Some of us want candy, but we don't need it. What do you get a guy on a holiday? A blowjob. Sex. Because that's all we really think about. Let's be honest. Sex and violence
I'm just laughing because it's funny.
It's true, though. Here she is going over to the monotony of a card. And I said, so what did she get you? And he goes, she gave me a card. And I said, did she give you a blowjob? He goes, no. And I said, that's what you were hoping for, huh? And he goes, yeah. I mean, guys aren't that hard to figure out. And I told her, I said, listen, you're going to buy him a card. He's going to want a blowjob. He's going to buy you cards, balloons, stuffed animals, and chocolate, hoping to get the blowjob that he was hoping you would give him. I said, instead, you're going to go make him a card, and he's going to go, why the fuck did you buy? What the fuck is this piece of shit? He's going to throw it away. I saw the greatest commercial ever. They had the Vermont Teddy Bears commercial, right? Yeah. And it says, don't give her flowers. Those are going to die. Don't buy her a stupid card. She's going to read it and throw it away. And don't buy her chocolates because we know how that ends. Honey, does this dress make me look fat? Give her a Vermont Teddy Bear. And I thought to myself, that is the greatest thing ever. That was the greatest.
Because now your house is full of teddy bears.
Hey, listen, if you give her a teddy bear, when you're not feeling like cuddling after sex, you throw it at her and you go play your video game. She's got something to cuddle with.
But what happened to Tigger?
Perfect sense. Tigger? Oh, well, no, my wife has plenty of those when I don't want to cuddle. As a matter of fact, the one road trip I got to take them to North Carolina is to get a 4.5-foot Tigger I bought just so I don't have to.
Speaking of road trip, I got to talk to you after the show about a place to stay. Anyways, never mind. That's something different.
Whoa, we talking about blowjob holes?
Glory holes.
So that's good.
You're a trucker. You're well aware.
No idea.
And sometime this or later this month or in early March, I'm actually going to pay the money and re-up on doing the Universal Hate Machine because I've realized that while there are some really finite things that piss me off, I'm realizing there's more and more things that I still have yet to go on a 30-minute tangent on and give it to the public so that I can get it out of my system permanently, and maybe by little I can get the hate to go away. I highly doubt it. There's so many great things in the world to hate.
There is.
And now I've got my recording area, so I can do it in the privacy of my own closet.
Shut the door behind you. People can still sleep.
Yeah, I doubt that, but we'll see.
Now you can watch two girls. Now you can watch Two Girls, One Cup and not have a problem with it.
What are you talking about? I'm not allowed to tell you that on the podcast. I'll talk to you afterwards.
I love that video.
Anyways, let's wrap it up, guys.
If you want to send emails into the show, I guess
we apparently gone off the rails here. So
yeah, we're a little. If you want to send an email, you can send it to SithTalk, I guess, at Gmail. Make that just the...
SithTalk at Gmail, nameinprogress1 at Gmail.
Oh, is there an email for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a nameinprogress at Gmail. It's Name in Progress 1 because apparently somebody else already had Name in Progress. It's a defunct email address because I sent the guy the emails asking him to disband it, but he wouldn't.
Yeah. Give us our email address, bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did re-up or I paid up on the Podomatic site, so we'll have. I'm gonna get last week's episode from Kevin so that I can upload that, or he can upload it straight away, and we'll have this one uploaded when we're done recording tonight. And for those listeners of Sith Talk, we will be recording a Sith Talk episode this coming week, and since we re-up that account, we'll be good to post that as well.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can click on each of our faces to take us to our individual channels.
Yes.
And below our names is all of our Twitter names. I haven't figured out how to make a link into that yet.
And,
I don't think you can because YouTube's messed up. Yeah.
You got to be a partner.
But the other thing is, as my nephew said, if you have issues with the notations, click the button below that says hide annotations, and you won't have to see those links.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So
just hide them.
Okay. Well then, final words.
Oh my gosh.
I got shit to do.
Ah, damn it.
You're watching White Sword TV. Yay!